Well, protests over alleged racial insensitivity are spreading across college campuses. From Missouri, where a professor shoved a student, to Yale, where there are reports that students are attacking conservative speakers. Joining us now, someone who went to Yale, presidential candidate Dr. Ben Carson. Doctor, thank you for being with us this morning.
Pleasure.
Doctor, you went to Yale. What's happening?
Yes. Well, you know, not just at Yale, but at a lot of campuses, there's a level of intolerance for things that are not so-called politically correct that is growing and is really threatening our freedoms. It seems like we're not really emphasizing the whole concept of freedom of speech and freedom of expression, and most importantly, of open dialogue. You know, it's okay to disagree with people, but it's not okay to try to destroy them. What we really need to do, if we were mature, is to be able to sit down, put on the table the rationale for our beliefs and discuss them like intelligent adults. That is not being fostered at our universities to the detriment of our society, and we need to stop it before we change into something that we don't want to be.
Dr. Carson, I remember not that long ago, the place you could always find the free flow of ideas, all the ideas, was a college campus. And now it seems like if you are not of a certain mindset, they're going to try to squeeze you out. The guys who run the University of Missouri, I think the chancellor and the president were forced to resign. We had Judge Napolitano on a little while ago. He said he couldn't figure out what they did wrong.
Well, that's exactly right, but people are so frightened of the politically correct police that they're willing to do things that are irrational in order to appease them. And I believe it's going to be necessary for those people who truly believe in our system, who believe in our Constitution, who believe in the principles and values that made America great, to be willing to stand up. You know, if they continue to capitulate all the time, we're just going to get pushed further and further into the secular progressive philosophy, and America will become something very different. And we don't want that, but it requires courage. You have to be brave in order to be free.
Dr. Carson, speaking of being brave, our bravest are not being treated the way we want them to at the VA. We've seen scandal after scandal after scandal. We've talked about it a lot on this show. Bonuses now giving out to failed executives. A couple of months ago, you were talking about the VA. You talked about privatization of the VA. Hillary Clinton, 2 days ago, rolled out her VA plan and said this about Republicans or conservatives and their plans.
We cannot and I will not put our vets at the mercy of private insurance companies without any care coordination or leave them to fend for themselves. Privatization is a betrayal, plain and simple, and I'm not going to let it happen.
So, Dr. Carson, rather than having other people characterize your plan, is your plan privatization, or is it simply giving veterans a private choice?
Yeah, it's giving them a choice. You know, what I've suggested, you know, our veterans have worked so hard. They put themselves at risk. Many times they have severe lifelong injuries because they're trying to protect our freedoms. And we got 22 of them committing suicide every day because of the desperate situations they find themselves in. We've got fewer people applying to our volunteer military service. Obviously, there's something wrong here. Yeah. I've suggested that we allow them to have health savings accounts, which we subsidize, which will allow them to go to any place that they want to go to. And we ought to be delighted to take care of them. They can still go to the VA if they want to, but I would use the VA for more specialized types of things also.
Of course.
That'd be great.
Dr. Ben Carson, we thank you for your prescription and how to look at the VA with close eyes. Thank you so much for your time today, sir.